So, welcome everybody. Today we will be ranking all of Green Day's singles on a tier list from all the way up to S tier, all the way down to F tier. This is going to be based off of my personal opinions of the songs. Chat can chime in as well, of course. But contrary to the tournament streams where chat has had their chance to control the result of the stream, this will be my turn to have some fun and rank the songs myself. So as you can see, we came very prepared. I have my high quality Green Day shirt. I am drinking my green tea, and I have changed the background lights to green. That one's not green. That one's green. Green all around. This is a very green theme stream, of course, for Green Day. And let's get started. So we're gonna go reverse chronological order. So we will be starting off with the Dookie tracks, first of which will be Longview. So let's go and grab Longview. So Longview, the song famous for the epic bassline intro, one of the juiciest, one of the spiciest in Green Day's discography, I may say. Definitely a good song, a very interesting subject matter. Personally, I'm gonna put this in a B tier. This is a B tier for me. I have a feeling a lot of people are gonna think this is more of an A tier. I'm gonna put it B tier. Still a great song. Not my favorite on the album though. Next, we have Basket Case. So Basket Case, I think a lot of people are gonna wanna see an S tier for this. And it's a great song, and listening to it over the past few days kind of reminded me of how good of a song it was. But overall, I think this is an A tier track. S tier, I think, is going to be reserved for just a few of my personal absolute favorites. Basket Case, an amazing song. Despite this tier list template saying B is for Basket Case, no, A is for Basket Case. Another interesting note, I think Green Day's single choices vary heavily based on the album. Like, I think for Dookie, they picked some pretty good songs as singles, but for some of the other albums we're going to see, I don't think they made the right choices at all. But we'll get into that in a sec. Okay, Welcome to Paradise. Another great song, probably one of the first Green Day songs I knew as well. We're seeing some pretty high rankings from everyone. A lot of S tiers, but for me, I can't put this above Basket Case, and I don't even think I can put this on the same level as Basket Case. I think this is a B tier for me, so welcome to B tier, more like, as we'll move on to our next song on the album, When I Come Around. Again, this is another one where I feel like I've known this song my entire life. My parents did have this album. It's possible I heard this song in my infancy. This song for me is one of my absolute favorites. The drum fills in the chorus. The bass line is absolutely chef's kiss, so good. This for me is an easy, don't even have to think about it. This is an S tier. It's tough putting anything above Basket Case, but that's one of the exceptions for When I Come Around. It's just such a good song as we'll move on to our next song on the album, which will be She. Great song, catchy bop. Someone commented before this stream that She better be an S or they're gonna riot, I think. Very catchy song, some nice harmonies in the chorus there. I think this is an A tier for me. I was thinking B. It was in no way a consideration for S for me personally. As we move on to Geek Stink Breath. It's a decent song. I was initially gonna say B tier, but then this is not on par with Welcome to Paradise, Longview. I think this is a C tier. It's just it's a pretty average Green Day single. I'm surprised to see people putting it up to A, but for me, that's an easy C tier, I believe. Bleached Insomniac says most underrated album. I wonder why Bleached Insomniac would be saying Insomniac's the most underrated album. Who could have seen that coming? As we move on to our next single, Stuck With Me. Yeah, this one's solid. No, I'm gonna make Stuck With Me. This is gonna be a late B tier. As we move on to 86. This is another one for me where it's a decent song. Just no standout significant qualities, good or bad for me. It's a good song. I can't put it above C tier for me personally. As we will move on, Brain Stew. Oh, Brain Stew is a song that I have a lot of fond memories with, particularly with one of my buddies back in elementary school. We used to listen to this song on the way to the beach. So I have some nostalgic bias for this song. But honestly, it's a cool song. It's I don't know, it has a unique feel for a Green Day song. The emptiness of the first verse, and then the chaotic nature of the chorus. It's a cool song. I'm going to put this high B tier. As we move on to Jaded. Catchy song, but I think this is a high C for me. Good song, just not much of a standout for me personally. Okay, where are we next? Walking Contradiction. The thing with Insomniac I'm finding is it's a very solid album. It's a very consistent album, but that consistency is almost its downfall in the sake of this tier list, because it doesn't have as many standout songs as Dookie did. I'm gonna put it first place in C tier. This might be a contender for the most controversial pick I've made so far. People are losing their minds in chat. This is what we want to see, guys. This is what makes this fun. But that's where it's gonna go. That's where it's gonna go as we finish off Insomniac, and we're gonna move on to Nimrod, the first of which will be Hitchin' a Ride. Ooh, I have no clue why, but I've always thought of Brain Stew and Hitchin' a Ride as like sister songs. Does anyone get that vibe as well? It starts very sparse, and then it gets really busy as the song goes on. I think that's the similarity I'm finding with this and Brain Stew. But the formula works really well in both songs. I think this is a late A tier. I'm actually going to put it above She. And yeah, people are saying the chord progression. I think the chord progressions are a little bit similar. As we move on to Good Riddance. Let's see what the opinions are on this. I hate songs with brackets in the title. This isn't going to affect my rating. This is just a side note. Song titles with brackets are bad. That's my opinion. Okay, so Time of Your Life. A song I've known. I feel like I've known all my life. Very nostalgic in that sense. I have a thing for songs like this where lyrically the song is so spiteful and so sarcastic, but the composition of the song is so nostalgic and sentimental and heartfelt and played at like graduations and stuff like that. I love the contrast there, and I respect songs that do that well, and I find it very funny. I'm gonna put it low B tier. This is gonna piss a few people off. We'll redeem it for its horrible bracketed title with a decent rating. And we'll move on to Redundant. So Redundant is a song that I distinctly remember as a kid. I found this music video on YouTube, and I had no interest in this song at all. Like, I thought this song was the worst. Having revisited this album in the past few years, this song has grown on me a lot, and I don't know why, but I happen to really like the song now. I think this will be the most controversial pick. For whatever reason, it's grown on me with time. Nice Guys finish last. Another song with a nice fast tempo, good harmonies in the chorus. I don't know. I'm gonna put this high C tier. For me personally. Cosmo plays Mike is an American idiot. Excuse me. I'm not American. Anyway, Minority. I don't know. For me though, Minority is a high C tier. I think some people are gonna be upset with this. People are gonna riot, but I'm going high C tier for that. Next we have Warning. Title track of the album. I don't know. It's kind of a cool riff, a little bit slow. I don't know. To me, this is kind of equal with Minority. I could put it either way. Look at that beefy C tier now. As we move on to Waiting. Waiting's a song that, like, I feel like objectively on paper, it's just a very lazy, repetitive song, but I can't help but like the song a lot. I'm gonna go low B tier. This has been one of the toughest ones for me to think about, for sure. So I guess we're going straight to American Idiot now. Wow. Okay, let's start it off. So American Idiot from, guess which album? American Idiot. So this is my experience with this song. When I first got into Green Day, which was probably around the time American Idiot came out, and I was fairly young, this was my favorite Green Day song. Like, I listened to this song over and over. It probably wasn't even up for debate. This was my favorite Green Day song. But this is one of the few Green Day songs for me that as I've gotten older and with time, its ranking has moved a bit down for me. It's still a good song, but I don't know. I think this is a low A tier, maybe even a high B tier. I'm gonna mess with some people and put this high B tier. So Holiday, let's put it in the don't know tier. Holiday is a great song. Although I wouldn't have said this as a kid, I think Holiday is a better song than American Idiot now. I think Holiday easily is A tier, and I'd put it right here, I think. Let's move on to Boulevard of Broken Dreams. So Boulevard of Broken Dreams, to me, this is probably the most bland song on American Idiot. I think even comparing it to the non-singles, I think this is the worst song on the album. And I really like the album, so that's not saying much. But the only thing that I found kind of interesting is the outro of the song was kind of like a little bit unexpected the first time you listen to it. So that end guitar riff's kind of cool, but despite this being probably the most well-known Green Day song, it just does not live up to that hype for me. We'll put it mid C tier, honestly. Anyway, Wake Me Up When September Ends. Very emotional song, of course, and I think this is one of the best singles on the album personally. Some people were tempting me with S, but I'm gonna go high A for now. We might reorder that. But let's move on to Jesus of Suburbia. Okay, Jesus of Suburbia. For me personally, this might be my favorite Green Day song. And I know Green Day isn't necessarily a band that's well known for taking like huge creative risks, but I think as far as they go, this is one of their biggest creative risks, I think, doing a 9-minute song for a band that normally stayed within the range of 2 to 3 minute songs. And it holds up well, it doesn't drag, which is important for a long song. This is a definite S tier. I might even put it above When I Come Around. That's how good it is for me. As I mentioned, probably my favorite. Amazing song. Definitely the best song in American Idiot for sure. Let's move on to, we're going all the way to 2009 with 21st Century Breakdown and starting with Know Your Enemy. So I do really like this album, and I think this album has a special place in my heart because 21st Century Breakdown was the first Green Day album that I got to anticipate the release of as a fan. So this album has a special place in my heart. However, Know Your Enemy is such a repetitive, boring song. It's catchy, but oh my god, man. It's like, it is not the best song on this album, nowhere near. This is like mid C tier, and that's with this being carried by my own personal subjective experience with this album. I wouldn't blame anyone for putting this D tier. So as I mentioned earlier, some of Green Day's albums do not have good choices for singles in my opinions. This is the album that I believe is most notorious for that. A lot of the non-singles on this album are so good, but the singles, a lot of them just aren't it. As we move on to 21 Guns. So I mentioned that Boulevard is probably the most well-known Green Day song. It might actually be 21 Guns. 21 Guns is a decent song. It's just, I feel like if you're doing the emotional song, Wake Me Up When September Ends was a much better version of it. 21 Guns for me, bottom of B tier. East Jesus Nowhere. Okay, this was actually a good single choice. And this song got a little bit of radio play, but I feel like the song isn't very well known to the like average non-Green Day fan. But definitely the best song on this album we've seen so far, in my opinion. East Jesus Nowhere is gonna go. Let's put it mid-high B tier as we move on to the title track, 21st Century Breakdown. Okay, the first thing I'll say about this song is, man, the intro of this song just drags so hard. Chad's saying A. I don't think this is an A tier song. It's too like linear, especially the chorus is just like every line is phrased the same. Da 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 da. It's not an A tier song for me. It's a pretty boring chorus. The one saving grace I have with this song is that my first ever concert I went to was Green Day during their 21st Century Breakdown tour, and we arrived a little bit late, but just in time to catch this song halfway through. This was their opening song, so that moment is pretty special to me. However, I don't know, this is a high C tier for me. So move on to Last of the American Girls. I'm not sure how I feel about this song. It's like, I don't have any negative thoughts about it, but it's also like not a song that I would go and listen to on my own time very often. I'll go low B tier. I'll go right here, I think. But that ends it for 21st Century Breakdown. As we move on to Uno Dos Tres. Let's start off with Oh Love and Oh God. Should we just take a song and pretend it's Oh Love? Lady Cobra. And we're gonna pretend Lady Cobra is Oh Love. This song is one of the worst Green Day singles. Like, guys, come on. This song is so slow, so boring. When this came out, I feel like everyone had the same opinion on this song. It just did not carry at all. If this isn't an F, then what is? I have to put this as an F. Let's move on to Kill the DJ. I'm seeing a lot of people say they could have turned the 3 albums into one, and I definitely agree with that because I have no motivation to listen to these 3 albums. Kill the DJ. It's better than Oh Love. Let Yourself Go. To me, this song sounds like it's trying to recapture the old sound, but it's not really doing it. To me, it's literally still an F tier. People want to see it higher. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't do anything. Fell For You. Now here's a song I actually don't even remember. Fell For You. The fact I don't remember this one is not a good start for this song. Oh, this one, okay. This one's a little bit better for me, but it's a D tier, I think. But now we move on to Dos, where we have Stray Heart. Here's where it gets interesting. I love this song. For me, Stray Heart is by far the best song in this trilogy, and I don't know if people are going to feel the same way because these albums aren't very well liked. But I actually love this song. There's this Green Day formula I've noticed if you study their guitar riffs that's so simple but so good. And they do it in this song where the third chord, they make the third chord a major chord, and then they make the fourth chord a minor version of the exact same chord. So for this song, it goes from A major to A minor as the third and fourth chords respectively. And for some reason, that little trick, it sounds so good. This will go mid-low A tier. The Forgotten. I don't know, I just don't... does nothing for me. This is a high D tier for me. As we move on to X Kid. I don't mind this song. This could go low C for me. As we move on to Revolution Radio, as we start off with Bang Bang. So for whatever reason, Revolution Radio is not on here, so I'm just gonna have to edit this in the YouTube video. I'm not a fan of Revolution Radio, I'll be honest. I would never go listen to it, but Bang Bang is the best song on the album, I think. So I'll give this a low B tier. Moving on, Still Breathing. So I have some thoughts on this song. The metaphors in the verse of this song are so cheesy to me. I'm like a loser spending his last dime, or what is he even talking about, man? Like, it just comes off as so forced. The chorus is good. The chorus kind of slaps, but I feel like you guys gotta agree, the verses are kind of cringe. I'm gonna go low C. Let's move along to Revolution Radio. I don't really like Revolution Radio, the song. The chorus, it falls flat. Like, the chord progression doesn't work for me. It's gonna be another low C tier. And we'll move on to Father of All. And we'll start off with the title track. I think a lot of people hate this. I actually kind of like it. This might actually be my most controversial pick yet. I'm going to put this low B tier. People are going to outrage, but low B tier for me. Next song is Fire Ready Aim. Pretty mediocre song. I don't know, mid C tier. Let's just break up Insomniac. Oh Yeah is the next one we'll be doing. This is a high D tier song, and I don't think anyone will disagree with that. Next, we'll move on to Meet Me on the Roof. This was actually my favorite song on the album. Not saying much, but let's put this mid C tier. People are going to be losing their minds that I put this above Nice Guys Finish Last, but let's have some fun with it. Why not? Why not? So I guess the next order here, you can take a look at our full rankings right now. I'm going to pick 3 songs right now that weren't released as singles, but I think they should have been, and they were solid songs. Give Me Novocaine's one of my favorite Green Day songs. For me, it would be a high A tier. What's Her Name? This song is very special to me, a very good song as well. Oh, Church on Sunday. Church on Sunday is a bop. I think it's the best song on Warning. We'll put it right after Hitchin' a Ride. That's a great song. Definitely should have been released as a single. Let Her Bomb, I'll go bottom of A tier, but great song, great song. Last Night on Earth is a really good song. One of my favorite Green Day songs, and I think a very underrated one. I wouldn't mind putting it bottom A tier. So we'll take one more look at this tier list. Our final order from S to F. Warning everyone, this is the end of the video. Good riddance. I appreciate you all stopping by. I hope you have a green day, and I hope you have the time of your life. Goodbye.